So last Sunday, I was invited to go to a parishioner's place for supper. And as you know, it was All Saints' Eve. And so after supper, the kids were going to go to do trick and treat. And they invited me to go. I said, what's so funny about that? Am I too old to go trick and treat? No, I'm still young, right? It's all about numbers. I'm 5 years old, okay? I said, I didn't bring a costume. And so they were really pleading for me to go. I said, okay, I'll go with you. And I got an idea. Do you have a toilet paper? I asked them. I said, yeah. So I asked them to roll me with toilet paper. And I asked them to guess who I am, right? And they said, oh, you're a mummy. I said, no, I'm not a mummy. You know, I'm a character in the Bible, okay? And so that's me there, you know, with the roll. So guess who I was? Okay, good. Yeah. So I'm Lazarus, right? When Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. Okay, so this is a cheap way to get a costume for Halloween. Just get a roll of toilet paper and you have your costume. Okay, so how many of you here loves doing jigsaw puzzles? Okay, and for me, I love doing jigsaw puzzles. It's a good pastime, and I challenged myself one time. I said, I'm gonna do 5,000 pieces of jigsaw puzzles, and I thought it's gonna be easy. It took me months, many months, for me to be able to finish it. And as you know, for those who are doing jigsaw puzzles, when you're getting the right pieces and be able to put it there, and it creates a momentum, it feels good. Because slowly, you're seeing, the end product of the jigsaw puzzles. And what's frustrating also is that if you can't find the right piece, and most especially, if you can't find the final piece, right? Here in this picture, you see the couple looking for that final piece of the jigsaw puzzle. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because for the past few weeks, it's like I was doing jigsaw puzzles when I was like reading the gospel for the past few weeks. Okay? Now, I'm going to quiz you again. 2 weeks ago, what was my homily about? Huh? What was my homily about? The 4 P's. I talk about the 4 P's. Good. I'm going to give you a star, a gold star after Mass, okay? So what are the 4 P's again? Just a review, right? It's possession, pleasure, power, and prestige. Okay? We're all tempted, with these 4 P's. We were given a piece of the puzzle 2 weeks ago. Last week, what was the piece of the puzzle? What was the gospel last week? Sorry? The what? Speak loudly. Huh? What was the gospel last week? You should be paying attention to it. Huh? It's about the 2 greatest commandments, right? Right? The 2 greatest commandments, which is to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, to love your neighbors as yourself. 2 greatest commandments. And so, to the degree that you're able to detach yourselves from the 4 P's, to that degree also that you will be able to fulfill these 2 greatest commandments. Okay? Today, this Sunday, we're given another piece of this puzzle. And because if we need to detach to be able to love God with all our heart, soul, and strength, and also to love neighbors as ourselves, then the next puzzle that the Lord is giving us is how? How do we love? Right? And it's in our gospel today, Jesus was in the temple He's opposite the treasury. And he noticed people putting money to the treasury. And he saw rich people bringing their donation. As you know, during that time, there's no paper bills, no checks. They don't accept credit card. Okay? They only have coins. So the rich people, when they give coins, you could hear the clinging. Cling, 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 for a while. Wow, so the longer that you hear the clinging, wow, the more generous this person is. Okay? And then there's this poor widow who put in 2 small copper coins. Not much clinging. But what did the Lord say? Okay? What did the Lord say? Okay? So this is what did the Lord say? Truly I tell you, the poor widow has put in more than all the rich people who contributed to the treasury. For all of them have contributed out of their abundance, but she, out of poverty, has put in everything she had. All she had to live on. Okay? Now, Jesus was touched by the action of this poor widow, not because of the size of the gift. You know, the Lord doesn't look at whether it's big or small. Okay? The Lord was touched because she was willing to give it all. Okay? And this reminds us of our first reading. There's also a poor widow, okay, who used the last of her provision in order to feed Elijah. And the Lord blessed her generosity by providing her through that period of great famine. Now, you know, does the Lord expect that we empty our bank accounts, empty our food pantries and give it all to the poor? Yes or no? I hope it's no. Not necessarily. No. Okay? Not necessarily. I think what the Lord is teaching us is whatever we do, we pour out all our hearts. And we imitate His generosity, the Lord's generosity. I think that's what the Lord is telling us to. How many of you have heard saints saying, do small things out of great love? Good. Saint Therese of the Child Jesus said that, right? Mother Teresa said that. Doing small things out of great love rather than doing great things with little love. I think this is what the Lord is teaching us here. Doing small things or whatever things out of great love rather than doing great things with little love. Okay? And so what counts with God is not the size of the gift, but the amount of love. The amount of love and self-sacrifice it represents. That's why the title of my homily is No Love Too Small When You Give It All. No love too small when you give it all. Okay? Now, how can we do this? If you ask me, it's going to be hard for me to do this. On my own, it's impossible for me to do this. Okay? And, whenever we fail to love because of our many attachments, we're having a hard time letting go, what happened there is that we become the lost sheep. We become the lost sheep who wandered, who got lost. And yet, the Good Shepherd never stopped loving this lost sheep. In fact, we could see here the reckless love of this Good Shepherd who's willing to abandon the 99 in order to look for that one lost sheep. And that's you and that's me. We are the lost sheep. The Lord never stopped loving us. Okay? That's why for us to be able to do what the poor widow did is to let the Lord love us so that we will be able to love God and love others in return. In 1 John chapter 4, verse 19, we love because He first loved us. We need to experience His love, not just head knowledge. We need to experience His love for us. Because to the degree that we experience His love, to that degree also that we will be able to love God and love others in return. Okay? Now, this gospel is in Mark chapter 12. As you know, the Gospel of Mark is a short gospel. Okay? It ends in Mark 16. Okay? Jesus is using this story of this poor widow, the generosity of this poor widow, to teach His disciples and to all of us of what He would do on the cross. Okay? As we know, Jesus gave it all. It cost Jesus His very life to show our love for us, in order to redeem us from sins, to give us life once again. Okay? And we're called to do that. On our own, we can't do it. But as we experience the love of the Father in our lives, nothing is impossible. Saints have done that. Saint Maximilian Kolbe died in place of another prisoner in Auschwitz, in the prison camp there. Right? It's possible. Okay? So, I remember one of the favorite quote of Mother Teresa. As you know, Mother Teresa died in 1997, did a lot of good works for the poor. This is what she said about what is real and authentic love. This is what she said. Love, to be real, it must cost you something. It must hurt. It must empty us of ourselves. Okay? So, every day, we get this opportunity to play this puzzle, to find that missing piece. Okay? You know, we find this missing piece whenever we imitate this poor widow who gave it all. Okay? When we detach ourselves from any attachments as we experience the love of God. Okay? Now, it's going to cost us, right? When we detach ourselves from the things of this world, it's going to cost us. There's something in us that is going to die. You know, aside from the 4 P's, there is one thing that is also very precious to us, that is very hard for us to give up. You know what that is? Self-will. Our self-will. We need to detach ourselves from our self-will. And it will cost us a lot. We will be crucified whenever we offer up our self-will. And when we offer our self-will, we will be able to unite our will to the will of the Father. And by doing that, we will be able to love God and love others in return.